Typical reason. I'm rolling up on some hurdles. Had my vaccine. My elderly in Texas. Right away, kids up in the mattress.
I normally don't stream in the evening, but we building the channel, you know what I'm saying? So we got to stay consistent. We got Do or Die playing in the background, you know what I'm saying? It is 420, and we got some shit to talk tonight. But you know what we do first. So if you around, you know what I'm saying? We're going to make it happen. Hold on, let me get my coffee real quick. Show you what the mic I be speaking of. Speaking of, go to my crib, no need to bring a mask and block. Try not to pass the block. Getting more hype than the astronaut, sipping out the shot. I fall with the sea more on the rap or not. Let's keep talking in the grind spot. Then you see me from a group and I ain't even go to pass. Keep it going, you on the road. You can say the guys who protect me to keep the passion hot. Don't you know how to run the flow? Man, Ron DeSantis. Ron DeSantis. Man, Republicans are starting to smell it in the air that he does not have what it takes. He absolutely does not. We're going to talk a lot about Ron DeSantis tonight. I was going to do my stream earlier today, but I had other stuff going on. But we're going to get it done anyway, because normally I do this shit around 12 noon. But first, before we get into the stories, we going to get high. That's how the money flow. So here we go. Check this out. Everybody fed up with this guy. I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you. You play? Hold on, say y'all played the album. Yo, oh, that's dope as hell. You see, I played this album at the Capitol in 98 and 99. Yeah, because see, I grew up listening to this shit. I'm 31 years old. In 98, 99, what was I? Shit. 8 years, it was 6. In 98, I was 6 and 7 years old. Yeah, I grew up listening to this shit. And this that Midwest music. You know what I'm saying? I'm from St. Louis, Missouri. These them Chicago brothers. But this shit still, this music is still nice. It's just smooth. It's some real player shit. You know what I'm saying? I was playing this the other day too. While we at it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. We gonna smoke it and we gonna get this show going. It don't matter how many people show up. We gonna get it done. And we gonna get the clips. And we gonna keep it rolling. Tomorrow, I'm gonna be streaming normal time. I'm gonna stream around noon. All right. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Here we go. Okay. Yeah. Okay. All right. You a bit more of an OG than me. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate you for kicking in here with me. You know what I'm saying? Normally I do my streams early, and I'm still haven't like started scheduling my stuff out yet. Just, you know, staying consistent with or whatever. But we're about this close to making YouTube partnership. And once that happens, I'm just gonna get a lot more technical and do like a whole lot. Hell yeah, that's that cruising music. But yeah, so let's go ahead and do this. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna put on the show no matter how many people show up. Hey, Aaron, what's up, Aaron? What up, Frissa? Hey, oh, you got the smoke now? No, I'm glad. I think there's been a couple people when I've been playing this music in the background that know what's up. But it is 420, so let's go ahead and take this hit and get into the show. It's 420, so we're gonna be smoking a lot. Hey. Hey, hey, hey. Hell yeah. Woo. Twister always been nice. Yeah. Yo, that hit just got me blasted. Let's go ahead and get into the show. All right, I'm about there. I'm letting this shit settle. You know what I'm saying? I'm letting this shit settle because that hit I just took was from had some a little bit of tobacco in it, so that shit. All right. Now let's get into this, right? So, fed up Florida GOP stalled DeSantis' agenda after he revives war on Disney. Now, we're about to go through a variety of articles that basically shit. What am I smoking right now? I don't even remember. I think this is called like white cherry something. I'm not sure. This ain't from the dispensary. But I it's good though. I don't know what exactly it is. I think it's white cherry runs or some shit, but unless it's from the dispensary, I don't even really be caring what people say it is because I sold weed for 7 years. I don't know how the game goes. People just be making shit up. But I'm not sure exactly what this is. But again, so basically what we're about to do is we're about to run through a series of articles that basically show that Republicans are really smelling it in the air. Not only that, obviously, Ron DeSantis really is not adept to go against Trump, but are you in Peoria? Oh yeah, shit, all that. Yeah, Peoria is right next to is because I'm pretty sure my brother-in-law grew up in Peoria. That's right over the bridge. That's not that far. Yeah, I'm assuming that. Well, I'm bad. I just read your I'm assuming, and then I said it. My bad. But yeah, no, I've been to Peoria a bunch of times. But again, this stuff that DeSantis is doing with Disney, one, he's failing. Two, he not only is he failing, but he can't really accomplish what he's trying to do. He's not going to win this war against Disney. But also, it's just making him look bad. It's making the Republican Party look bad. It's just really not a good move. And Republicans are starting to be like, listen, bro, you need to hang this bullshit up because ain't nobody feeling it. You know what I'm saying? Like, because the whole idea with DeSantis is, you know, he can win independents and swing voters, but not doing shit like this. You know what I'm saying? He just can't because this is stupid. We're gonna build a prison next to Disney, the one of the biggest tourist attractions in the country, and the largest employer in the entire state that you are the head executive of, and you want to put a prison next to a children's attraction. Ain't nobody feeling this bullshit, man. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis may be losing his grip over the Republican legislature at the end of a session that has been spent pushing through his agenda. GOP legislators have spent hours and hours debating and passing bills seemingly aimed at supporting his presidential ambitions, but his announcement that he wanted them to revive a war on Disney has privately frustrated many of his Republican allies. We're not the party of cancel culture, said one GOP legislator. We can't keep doing this tit for tat. Well, everybody, pretty much, a little bit of everybody participates in cancel culture. Really, honestly, cancel culture really is nothing more than people expressing anger online. That's basically what it is. And people rarely actually get canceled. You know, that really doesn't happen often. It does some in terms of like people's career paths, like what Jonathan Majors is going through right now, like stuff like that. But as long as people are tuned into you, then you really aren't canceled. And look at what the GOP, well, at least what conservatives and Republicans are doing, canceling Bud Light. So that's not true either. The whispers are growing louder in the state house, and Republicans are stalling some of his remaining legislative priorities at this year's session winds down. But so far, none of them are willing to speak out publicly. But at least one House Republican has told a former colleague that he was prepared to resign in frustration. Quote, "People are deeply frustrated," said former state Senator Jeff Brands, a St. Petersburg Republican who's been in contact with his former colleagues during this session. "They are not spending any time on the right problems. Most legislators believe that the balance of power has shifted too far, and the legislature needs to reestablish itself as a co-equal branch of government." Many GOP legislators told Politico they still support DeSantis' priorities, but complained their own bills have been set aside by legislative leaders working with the governor's office. And some of them said the Republican supermajority made it easier for leaders to ignore their complaints. Oh, y'all heard me talk about Drake's fake abs? Yeah, no, Drake's abs are very fake. They're incredibly fake. They look fake, but Drake is like, he has abs, but he's also chubby, and he has no muscle definition anywhere else other than all of a sudden in his abs. They're definitely not real. Everybody been talking about it. I typically don't really keep up with shit like that, but since he was mentioned earlier, it was just funny. Like, yeah, Drake definitely has fake abs. Quote, "I think our Republican colleagues are done," said Senator Jason Pizzo, a South Florida Democrat. "I think they are fed up. There's obviously still some true believers, and there's some very loyal and allegiant individuals and groups. They would like him to hurry up and announce and start focusing exclusively on other stuff other than here." Yeah, man. And again, Ron DeSantis really is just looking dumb, and there's many that we got more. So let's go ahead and go over this. Here we go. Larry Kudlow, and he is no genius. You feel me? He is definitely no genius. But let's see what he has to say about what is that? DeSantis is close to making a fool of himself with his Walt Disney obsession. He's absolutely. Oh yeah, I am all right now while they playing. I just wanted to get this in before the day ended. I couldn't do it earlier. But let's see what Larry Kudlow has to say about Ron DeSantis's Disney obsession after the ad.
Can I make another argument?
Yeah.
I don't want to take sides. I just want to observe that Governor DeSantis is close to making a fool of himself with his Walt Disney obsession. This has been going on now for months and months and months, and I would argue that it is unseemly, number one. A governor should not come crashing down on, if not the biggest, one of the biggest businesses. I don't like Disney's politics either. They're woke politics. My guess is Bob Iger is going to change that. But whatever. DeSantis should make a deal and stop already. He's not running against Walt Disney for president.
No, as we've been saying, he has no campaign skills. He can't debate, and he can't negotiate. Donald Trump would be in a room with Disney working this out. DeSantis' problem was it was easy to slap Disney around. They had that dumb CEO, but he's gone. Iger is here, and DeSantis is no match for Iger, who's 10 steps ahead of DeSantis on every move.
It just looks, I mean, Joe, I don't want to take sides. I'm just saying it doesn't look good for him. He's running against Joe Biden or he's running against Donald Trump. Right. He's not running against Walt Disney. He's not running against Bob Iger. He's not running against Mickey Mouse. And I don't know, is there still a Minnie Mouse left?
Minnie's still around, yeah.
Minnie's still around? Well, good, because I grew up with those kids. I love them very much. I mean, he just shouldn't do this. And also, one other point. Governors shouldn't attack businesses. I think it sets a bad precedent, okay? And the cause may be just, I don't like woke any more than anybody else. But it's not good for a governor of a state because it suggests maybe as a president he would be attacking business. And that's what the lefties do, not what the conservatives do.
Many conservative writers in media have gone after DeSantis on this for the exact point that you made. It seems like it's anti-capitalism at this point. Disney brings in tons of jobs into the state, tons of revenue. I get that they got some tax breaks, and I get that DeSantis disagrees with their woke policies, and DeSantis has done very well in attacking woke in education. He goes too far, though, when he does it in attacking.
That's what I think. I mean, whatever the outcome is, it doesn't look too good. Do the polls matter here, Mark Simone? I mean, Trump's looking good in the polls.
Yeah, he's ahead of
a temporary flash in the pan, like it has been in past primaries.
No, he's ahead of DeSantis in Florida. You know, I was comparing DeSantis to Bush. I would like to change that. I compare him now to John Kasich, who was a very successful governor.
Yes.
He was right up there with Trump in the primary until everybody got to know him. He was too abrasive. He wasn't a great speaker. He had a funny way of eating. All the same stuff we're seeing with DeSantis.
Wow, I hadn't thought about that. You want to comment on that? Scott Walker is another one. Remember Scott Walker?
You stole my thunder.
I take it back. Go ahead, Joe.
For the Hill, I wrote, is Ron DeSantis the next Scott Walker? Let's go back to 2015. He was considered the front runner. And once the debates began, remember that debate, August 2015, 25 million people tuned into Fox News. Scott Walker was next to Donald Trump that night, and they were about even. And then after that, they went in two different directions. Now, that will be DeSantis's moment before anybody writes him off right now, okay? Because that first debate is when you will see them go head to head. We'll see if he's still the poor debater that Mark says he is, or will he rise to the occasion? And then from there, Iowa and New Hampshire, DeSantis is still leading in many polls in those two states. If he could take that momentum through those two states, it's anybody's ballgame.
Yeah.
But right now, Trump has the momentum.
Primary polling is notoriously volatile. It just is. I know you don't agree with that. You're looking like the Cheshire Cat, but I'm just saying it's notorious.
Now, we have more. We have more. All right, let's see. Miami. Hold on, here we go. Did I not open this? Hold up. My bad. It's in the next tab. Hold up. One sec. That was the Google tab. Here we go. Miami's Republican mayor takes a swing at DeSantis on Fox and Friends. Says, quote, he seems to struggle with relationships. All right, let's see.
In the program that he doesn't get along with the governor.
For you to run, there's got to be a lane. How are you different than Ron DeSantis, who I understand you haven't really spoke to since January? You guys don't have a good relationship, right?
Well, he seems to struggle with relationships generally. I mean, I look people in the eye when I shake their hands. You had mentioned earlier in the program that he doesn't get along with the governor. He's had a real struggle with the Florida congressional delegation, most of which are supporting the former president. There was an article last night that talked about the fact that he wasn't even calling people personally, that his fundraiser was the one, or his, I think, pollster was the one that was calling, congressional leaders for support. I think it was Vern Buchanan that came out in the Washington Post last night. I'm comfortable being a retail politician. I'm comfortable talking to people. I just came back from New Hampshire. Before that, I was in South Carolina and Iowa and Nevada. And these are states that are approximately the size of Miami-Dade County. Yeah. And, you have to be able to be comfortable.
And you don't think he's a good one-on-one politician. But now, so if you feel as though you're a better politician than the governor, how are you better than the former president?
Well, I think you have to be able to connect with people. I think in terms of the former president, I really believe in generational leadership. And I don't mean that as a buzzword. I think a lot of candidates are throwing that around as a buzzword. I think you get a 30 to 40-year improvement in a public official. I saw it in Miami. And it's important when you have this hyper-competitive landscape where China and the Middle East is rising and China is becoming a greater and greater threat. And you have technologies like artificial intelligence, quantum computing, that are going to define the next generation. We need public officials that understand these technologies, understand how to take advantage of these opportunities, and also how to regulate them for our country's benefit.
All right, so basically he just said Ron DeSantis has very poor people skills. Very poor people skills. Now let's continue the Ron DeSantis shit show. Trump smacks DeSantis for getting absolutely destroyed by Disney over political stunt. Former President Donald Trump took a swipe at his fellow Floridian, an expected rival for the 2024 GOP presidential nomination, mocking Governor Ron DeSantis over his spat with Disney in a Truth Social post Tuesday morning. The Florida governor has been battling Mickey Mouse for about a year. Ever since the prior Disney CEO Bob Chapek issued a press release criticizing the parental rights and education bill dubbed the Don't Say Gay bill by many of its critics. After it passed, the GOP-controlled Florida legislature rushed ahead with an ill-conceived bill that will be repealed outright the Reedy Creek Improvement District, the special taxing district for Disney's property that stretches across the Orange and Ocala County, or how do you say that? Whatever. And then back down from the plan with RCID's billion-dollar-plus bond debt posed too risky of a political problem. So let's see what Donald Trump had to say. DeSantis. DeSantis is being absolutely destroyed by Disney. His original PR plan fizzled, so now he's going back with a new one in order to save face. Disney's next move will be the announcement that no more money will be invested in Florida because of the governor. In fact, they could even announce a slow withdrawal or sale of certain properties, or the whole thing. Watch. That would be a killer. In the meantime, this is also unnecessary, a political stunt. Ron should work on the squatter mess. Okay. And we got more. We got more. Again, man, people are seeing what's right in front of them. They seeing the elephant in the room. They seeing the writing on the wall. Ron DeSantis really ain't that damn good at this shit. He really isn't. Now, things really couldn't be any worse for Ron DeSantis. What's this talking about? Hold up, I gotta open it up by the way. The plane of Florida Governor Ron DeSantis hadn't even touched down Tuesday in Washington, D.C. before the fallout began from his congressional hobnobbing for a potential 2024 presidential bid. No less than 3 Florida congressmen who had previously been riding the fence on endorsing announced their support for Donald Trump during the DeSantis push. Oh, bro, everybody choosing Trump. Quote, today I am proud to endorse my friend, President Donald J. Trump, tweeted Rep. John Rutherford of Florida, identifying himself as a former sheriff. Rutherford called the, quote, systemic targeting of Americans with conservative ideals, especially Trump, a disgrace. As strong Republicans, we must restore law, order, and justice to our country, and President Trump is the right person to do it, Rutherford continued. So in the name of justice, a former sheriff is endorsing a criminally indicted former president. Hold up. So in the name of justice, a former sheriff is endorsing a criminally indicted former president who is called to defund the Justice Department that is still actively investigating him. Cool. Anyway, Rutherford was joined by his Florida counterparts, Reps. Greg Stubb and Brian Mast, in bucking DeSantis in the 24-hour news cycle during his Tuesday visit. Stubb told Politico Playbook he hadn't heard once from DeSantis in 5 years as a congressman. But frankly, all that was child's play. Hold on, this is so editorialized. How fucking long is this shit? Okay, it's not that much more. I just didn't want to read through a bunch of just unnecessary editorialization. Okay, so let's see who else snubbed him. Rep. Lance Gooden of Texas delivered to the candidate in waiting. So he also snubbed him. Right in the midst of a DeSantis confab with Republican members, Gooden walked out and announced his support for Trump, stating that he looked forward to joining Trump in the fight to, quote, reclaim our country from the leftist forces trying to destroy it. Jesus Christ. So more and more key Republicans who he needs are endorsing Trump instead. Okay, the rest of the stuff that we doing, I think that's it for Donald Trump today. Let me see. People are hold on. I mean, not just Trump, Ron DeSantis. I think the rest of the stuff that we're looking at. Actually, hold on. There's a couple more. There's two more political news. A couple more political news. Hold up. Here we go. Biden's nominee for Secretary of Labor wants wage theft cops. Julie Su wants to be the nation's top cop on wage theft, and she means that quite literally. President Joe Biden's nominee to be the Secretary of Labor, believes that allegations of not paying workers what they are due are so serious that the accused business owners should be put in handcuffs. As the head of the California Labor Department under Governor Gavin Newsom, Su created the state agency's first ever criminal investigations unit. Su vowed that the unit would go after those who, quote, who underpay, underbid, and underreport in violation of the law, and the wage theft police were born. Quote, when we first implemented the unit, newspaper headlines warned of armed labor commissioner deputies coming to get employers in California and arrest them for crimes. And well, we are, Su boasted in a 2015 lecture. We have filed over a dozen felony wage theft cases with district attorneys across the state, and we have had employers arrested and thrown in jail for the wage theft they committed. Wage theft is a catch-all term for not paying workers what they are owed under the law, such as violating minimum wage or overtime regulations. It is okay. We know what it is. There is substantial confusion in employee/management relations about what workplace practices constitute theft, notes Saba Wahid, the research director at UCLA's Labor Center. There's like a level of informality. It's so normalized that even viewing it as some kind of theft would be such a surprise to folks. In one case, Farrah versus Lowe's Hollywood Hotel LLC, the employer was found guilty of wage theft because it hadn't factored in the quarterly incentive payments it gave employees on top of their regular wages into the calculation to pay owed under state law. Su, however, sees no difference between this confusion and somebody taking money at gunpoint. Most district attorneys, she noted in the lecture, do not think they should be handling those cases when they have other really big important cases involving, quote, real crimes such as robberies, rape, and domestic violence. My response is that wage theft is like robbery. Oh, wage theft is like robbery. That's exactly what it is. You're taking money that should be paid to other people. It was not an empty threat. A 2013 profile of Su by In These Times, for example, describes the arrest of father and son restaurateurs accused of failing to pay workers the minimum wage. Instead of leaving this to the regular law enforcement agency that would prioritize serious, legitimate cases of wage theft, here's a state agency with a newly minted police force that is exclusively about harassing business owners whenever it has any cause to do so. No, but I mean, if she implements it would, as it says, she has a record of actually going after wage theft. So it's good that Biden has her there. Hopefully she can get some shit done. You know, hopefully she can, because that's something that pretty much anybody would be on board with. Wage theft isn't something anybody accepts. I mean, unless perhaps the people stealing the wages, well, sure, they're down with it, but nobody else is. So this really this isn't like a Democrat Republican type thing, conservative liberal type thing. Anybody who has wages returned to them that were stolen, especially if they weren't aware of it, because a lot of people may not even be aware that they have had their wages taken. Anybody would be cool with that. You know what I'm saying? Anybody would be ecstatic about that. So this is just all in all a good thing to have someone like her in this position. I'll definitely be doing more research on her for sure. This approach may be ineffectual at ending wrongdoing. The California Labor Commission has claimed to have recovered more than $39 million in lost wages on behalf of workers in 2021, but it received claims that year for $334 million. Sheesh. That means only about 1 in 10 alleged cases of theft resulted in a judgment for workers. Worse, a 2020 legislative audit found that most workers who won their cases were unable to collect. So it ended up not making that much of a difference, of course. But again, that just goes to show that we need more people going after the issue of wage theft, because it's basically, it's pretty easy to get away with it. Essentially, it's easy to get away with it, especially if you're a major corporation. If you're a small business, it'd be harder, but if you're a major fucking corporation, it's easy to get away with stealing from people, because you got better lawyers than the fucking government. Okay. All right. Nice. Julie Sue. Let's keep our eyes on Julie Sue. Um and see what type of work that she does in returning stolen wages from people. One more political piece of good news. Kansas governor vetoes second piece of abortion regulation legislation. Kansas GOP lawmakers are expected to make attempts to override both vetoes once they reconvene next week. Kansas already said, nah, Kansas already came through before. But it's really pretty, well, I mean, it's not really astounding, but it's just fucking stupid how Republican lawmakers are still trying to further outlaw this when it's so unpopular with people. I mean, we know the reasons why they may do it. It's what they believe, population, you know what I'm saying, keeping people, but punishing women for having sex, religious bullshit, blah, blah, blah. There's a whole lot of things that go into it. But in terms of just generally speaking with the population, this is not popular. For the second time in a week, the governor of Kansas is vetoing a piece of legislation involving reproductive rights. The bill would have forced abortion clinics to tell patients that medical abortions can be stopped or reversed with an unproven drug cocktail. Democratic Governor Laura Kelly rejected the measure from the Republican-led legislature, which could still override the veto in a vote later this month. Last year, the majority of Kansas voters voted to protect abortion rights under the state's constitution, something Kelly brought up after announcing Wednesday's actions. Quote, in August, Kansans made clear that they believe personal health care decisions should be made between a woman and her doctor, not politicians in Topeka, Kelly said in a statement obtained by the Kansas City Star. Quote, this bill would interfere with that relationship and, given the uncertain science behind it, could be harmful to Kansans' health. Just last week, Governor Kelly vetoed House Bill 2313, or the Born Alive Infants Protection Act, which could hold doctors criminally and legally liable for failing to provide care to infants who are born alive during certain abortion procedures, even if the infants are expected to pass away within seconds. Quote, this bill is misleading and unnecessary. Federal law already protects newborns, and the procedure being described in this bill does not exist in Kansas in the era of modern medicine, Kelly said in a statement after she vetoed the bill. The intent of this bill is to interfere in medical decisions that should remain between doctors and their patients. So again, another piece of good news. Unfortunately, the legislature is bent, as she said. Politicians in Topeka are hell bent on overriding the will of the people. What do the people want? The people voted to uphold abortion rights. But no, 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 no. Fuck what the people want, because we're conservatives and we believe in small government. So, fuck what the public wants. Fuck what they talking about. We finna go in here and we just gonna make the government, force this and that upon you because we're conservatives. The fuck out of here, man. But again, that's definitely good. But unfortunately, the politicians in the legislature, oh, they got their minds set. And again, it's just so fucking ridiculous, man. It's so ridiculous. Absolutely fucking ridiculous. But again, this is good news. Now, the rest of the stories are not political. And it is 420. And on these streams we be kicking it anyway. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. Go ahead and get your shit ready. You feel me? I already got the bong loaded, and I'm hungry. But we gonna get through a couple more stories before I eat. I got all the water. I got a gallon here. This motherfucker's almost gone. We got the gallons. We got the gallons. We got the gallons, baby. And it's another gallon over there. But go ahead and smoke with me real quick. What we gonna get into next? Here we go. Now imagine being this motherfucker right here. Hacker has to pay Nintendo 25 to 30% of his salary for the rest of his life after he's released from prison. God damn, you fucked up, bro. He really fucked up. You gotta pay a quarter of your fucking salary to Nintendo for the rest of your life. Let's get right.
Chicks with a Doobie in the woods, get all that money back. Yeah, that's movie shit. Hard or not, I ain't schoolboy, but this movie shit. Harder than you, watch where you steppin'. Yeah, this Louis shit. Smoke Dizzer, SP the Ghost, smoke that good shit. Cross us, you won't be.
Man, look. Nintendo fell off so hard. Now, where Nintendo still wins, the Zelda games are always fucking just top-notch games. I've been playing Zelda my whole fucking life, and they got the new Zelda Tears of the Kingdom coming out next month on like the 12th or some shit like that. I'm gonna be all over that motherfucker. But other than Zelda, Super Smash Brothers, bruh. Super Smash Brothers is the greatest melee fighting game of all fucking time. They violent as a motherfucker in Super Smash Brothers. You be like with Kirby and Pikachu and all these cute little characters, and they be swinging at each other with swords and Pokeballs and baseball bats. Yo, Super Smash Brothers is that. Super Smash Brothers is another awesome game that's always great. Mario Kart. But other than those three, other than like The Legend of Zelda, Super Smash Brothers, and Mario Kart, like Nintendo just and they fell off. They really fell off Metroid. Oh yeah, but I haven't played the new ones. Metroid definitely was that shit too. It's when the PS2 and Xbox was released, I think really because I mean Nintendo still they're doing just fine. But when the PS2 and the Xbox was released, they started going that console route where the console was like also a computer. And Nintendo didn't do that. So like your now Xbox and your PlayStations, you know what I'm saying? You watch Netflix, HBO, you get on YouTube, you do all that stuff. But like you can't do that shit with Nintendo. And then none of the good games that are on Xbox and PlayStation are on fucking Nintendo. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know why they didn't get the contracts, but like Nintendo ain't got shit no more other than Zelda and Super Smash Brothers and Mario Kart. We're gonna take another hit and then we're gonna talk about my man here. Yeah, Nintendo really when Nintendo 64 was out, and then when they put out the GameCube, that's really when Nintendo started to fall off. When they put out the GameCube, because they just didn't keep up with the games. All the dope ass games on Xbox and PlayStation ain't on Nintendo. So it'd be like, damn, we taking another hit. You feel me? It's 420 before we get into this shit over here. Man, I'm fucking hungry. All right, here we go. Put some Boosie Collins on in the background.
Oh yeah, I'm loaded. Verbal rappability there.
Yeah.
You know you inspire me to poetry. So listen while I recite naughty nothing. They'll wet your eardrum.
Yeah. Here we go. We're gonna take this sitting and we're gonna get into it. You feel me?
According to the way you make me feel, I guess you call me an obscene phone call. I'd rather be with you to sort of physical love like the sweetest fantasy I know. Excuse me if I seem to you.
All right, so let's check out my man. A man who was sentenced to prison for his role in a Nintendo hacking scheme now has to pay the company 25 to 30% of his salary every month until he pays off his debt. Oh, and it's probably worth noting that the bad guy in this story is called Bowser. Honestly, you can't make these things up. Hold on. Is this a video of it? Oh, let's see. If this is a video of it.
Once it comes, because I'm in Canada, making, I don't have to worry about the $4.5 million because that was already quite American.
Good.
So all I have to worry about the Nintendo losses is $10 million. And with the agreement with them, the max they can take is between 25 to 30%.
I don't know what the hell he talking about. We're going to read this. Gary Bowser, his last name Bowser, hell no. Shit. Woo. Gary Bowser. Oh, hold on. Let me pause this.
It's a new iteration of the Wii Sports series. Nintendo Switch Sports.
Bad, John. I'm trying to pause it, but it keeps fucking bringing me to
Let's begin with these 3 sports. You might recognize them from past Wii Sports.
You won't read it because it keep on bringing me to another page. Gary Bowser. Jesus Christ. Gary Bowser, 53, was arrested in October 2020 for his involvement in Team Executor, a group which created and sold chips which hacked video game consoles, including the Nintendo Switch, and allowed customers to get games for free. He pleaded guilty to federal criminal charges the following year, admitting at the time that he had sold tools which hacked the portable Nintendo console. That's rather ingenious. This dude has some serious skills. Unfortunately, though, he went down the wrong path with them. Bowser was sentenced to 40 months in prison and requested to pay 40 months in prison and requested to pay $14.5 million for his involvement in the scheme. But he's now been granted an early release. In an interview with YouTuber Nick Moses, that's what we just tried to watch, but I couldn't even really understand what he was saying. The volume was weird. Bowser explained some of the reasons he was being released early, was due to his age, health issues which limit his mobility, and the fact that he was born in Canada. The fact that he was born in Canada. They had a little bit of empathy because he's not from America. He's now set to return to the Toronto area, but while he might have escaped from behind bars, he certainly hasn't escaped the huge debt he owes to Nintendo. Bowser owes Nintendo $10 million in restitution as well as a $4.5 million fine. And of that $14.5 million, the hacker says he so far only managed to pay off $175. Yeah, he's never going to pay that off, basically. Man, this dude with the skills that he had, I mean, obviously he was going to get caught because Nintendo's, they're too fucking balling. They're too fucking big. They're too international, you know? But I mean, these skills could have gotten him. He could have done a lot with these damn skills. And he's an old white man. Like, bro, you did not have to do all this shit. You would have been good. You could have gotten a job, good job like a motherfucker. And just invested your bread. Bowser believes he won't have to worry about the $4.5 million fine when he returns to Canada, but said he has an arrangement with Nintendo that the company can take chunks of his salary to pay off the $10 million he owes them. The amount he's paid so far has come from $25 monthly installments taken from his income from a job in the prison library. But with a pretty hefty chunk left to pay, Bowser is set to be coughing up the cash for the rest of his life. Yeah, he's never going to pay his shit off. Oh, so he did that interview from prison. That's why it was sounding like that. Yeah, Nintendo literally owns this man's soul. Like, but I mean, that's on him. You feel me? Like, that's his fault. Like, bro, what the fuck was you thinking? You should have used them hacking skills to go after a smaller fish. See, greed is a motherfucker, man. It's usually greed that takes gifted criminals down. Not always, but oftentimes it's greed. And it's not even just in criminality. It could be just in things in your life. You know, when you get too comfortable with stuff, you start slipping. You stop realizing that you're in a spot of grace. You feel me? But once that grace and that mercy slips from underneath your feet, you're gonna feel that oh damn, I've been comfortable. You know what I'm saying? So you got to be on your toes. But yeah, no, he bit off more than he can chew. He told Moses the agreement with them is that the maximum they can take is between 25 to 30% of your monthly gross income. And I have like 6 months before I have to start making payments. Bowser has previously claimed that he only received a small fraction of the tens of millions of dollars of proceeds the Team Executor earned. I mean, so fuck that mean. You still was a part of it. You was enough of a part. You was enough of what that. That's some, you know, he a habitual criminal motherfucker, because that's the type shit. I only got a small piece of the pie. Like, dude, shut up. Oh yeah, man. Nintendo got this dude by the balls inside out to the soul. He was the only one of the 3 members of the group to be tried and convicted in the US. Another member, a Chinese national, was never arrested, and the third was not able to be extradited to the US. So the other ones got away with the shit. Bowser was initially charged with 11 felonies for his involvement, including wire fraud, conspiracy to circumvent technological measures, trafficking in circumvention devices, and conspiracy to commit money laundering. Well, again, you know, you got to be careful, man. You got to know when to back the fuck out. Let's just hack Nintendo and steal money from one of the largest corporations on. Nintendo's one of the largest companies in the world in terms of technology. They are. You know, they're not the largest, but they're one of them. You feel me? Like, The fuck is wrong with you? Fuck you thinking about? All right. Now, what we gonna go into next? Now, I hope this plays because y'all know that TikTok videos, if you don't have your shit like connected, they don't play well. So let's check, or they like be low and slow. Employees get bored and teach a wild squirrel at their windowsill to ring a bell when it wants a snack. Now he comes every lunch break. This is great. What's the squirrel's name? Cleaver. Cleaver. I wonder where this is. Because Kluyver. Cleaver. Okay, let's see. There's a squirrel right there. The squirrel pulled up. He pulled up like, hey, it's that time of day again. You know what I'm saying? I'm hungry. I love it. And it also just goes to show too, like how aware, we may be more aware in certain ways. We may have more intellect than other animals. But this just goes to show how aware and alive and conscious everything really is. You know what I'm saying? And how connected everything is. It's pretty cool. I wish that'd be dope as hell to have a little pet friendly squirrel. And there he is ring the doorbell. He reaching up. Oh look. Now hopefully the damn video plays. Here we go with this BS. See, that's what I'm saying. These TikTok videos they always on that bullshit. But then watch. If you scroll down, watch, it's gonna start playing. You're gonna hear it. Watch. Man, trying to. Stop bullshitting. At least we got to see a little bit of the end of it. Play. Oh, it's hating on us. Well, at least we got to see it the first time. Smart little guy. Easy meal. I'm finna go get me some easy. I found, he got the hookup. He the straight plug. He the squirrel plug. But he keep the source. He keep the source to himself, and he just be taking all the almonds and the honey roasted peanuts and the walnuts. You know what I'm saying? He be taking them and he be slanging them and selling them to all his squirrel buddies. He fly to South America, get the product, come back, sell it for the low. I love that's dope as hell. Damn it. Damn, they hating on us. I could literally sit here and watch this damn squirrel like for a while. TikTok, like, nope, you have to make an account and have it connected, or else you can't watch it. And they tease you. Oh, that was fun. I love that. I did not like straight up. Like if it was now, I'm gonna have to read up on some manuals on some squirrel training type shit. Give me an office. Give me an office somewhere in New York, right across the bridge. And just go and work for some library. Make a friend. Friends with a squirrel. Teach you how to fucking ring a bell. All right, so I haven't seen this next one. Let's see. Here we go. I felt like this would be interesting because I'm 31 years old, and that's old enough for a variety of things, but also too just in terms of like having seen a lot of technological changes. Like I still remember house phones, dial-up internet, you know, pagers, shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So let's see what they're talking about. Them bunny ear TV antennas and shit like that. I still remember all that. Okay, what does it say? Okay, here we go. Oh yeah, and I got my first cell phone, I think I was in high school. I think I was 14 or 15 years old when I got my first cell phone. You know what I'm saying? And it was, obviously it wasn't no iPhone. iPhones wasn't even out yet. And then now shit, a little 2-year-old, my little 1-year-old niece be knowing exactly what the hell she doing on them little iPads and them little devices. Let's see what they talking about. 1, ringing a landline and asking if your friend is home and to put them on. Hell yeah, you call somebody friend and be like, "Hi, Miss Johnson. Is Jeremy there? Can I talk to him?" Like, no, he's not here. He'll be back in about 30 minutes. Okay, I'll call back. Oh shit. Number 2, letting kids and teenagers go outside with no way to contact them. Hell yeah. You just had to trust people like a motherfucker. Be back before the street lights come on. Whoop your ass. Shit, I remember when giving your kids a spanking wasn't considered child abuse. Shit didn't change that much just in terms of I'm just saying like in terms of like kind of the way it's looked at now, like more people see it as something that you just shouldn't ever do at all. Whereas like even I'm only 31 years old, but even when I was a kid, like, like everybody was getting their ass whooped by their parents. Like not necessarily like in an abusive way, but kids be bad. You know what I'm saying? Like but yeah, no. So yeah, letting kids and teenagers go outside with no way to contact them. Yes, I definitely remember that. Come outside screaming and shit. You know what I'm saying? 3, stories about sinking into quicksand. I don't really know. Maybe I missed that trend. I can think of a lot of stories where quicksand was a thing, but I don't know if this was like a TV trend or something. I don't know. I may have missed this one. I don't know what the hell they talking about with this. Number 4, businesses used to answer the phone instead of having higher than normal call volume for 3 years straight. Yeah, I guess so. Oh yeah, I definitely be spoiling my little nieces for sure. I absolutely do. And kids are gonna get great perspective from a man like me. You know what I'm saying for sure. Number 5, the freedom to make mistakes. The consequences of our actions rise significantly with age. Indeed, they do. Indeed, they do. Getting postcards, I miss that. Yeah, nah. See, this was an article for people who grew up in the 80s and 90s. I was born in 92, so I think I just kind of I missed that. I don't by the time like I was even aware of anything like that, people weren't doing it. So yeah, if you grew up in the 80s, then you're probably more familiar with stuff like this. But for me, I definitely completely missed out on that whole thing. And I mean, it's really that's pretty cool. It's cool to think about how people, I mean, really mostly what humanity is a giant interconnected social creature. But just like and it's just interesting to think about all the ways that we've kept in contact with each other throughout time and the way that we've communicated with each other. But yeah, no, postcards, that shit was cool. But yeah, no, I completely missed that. Mm-mm-mm. Let's see. Number 7, remembering rewinding VHS tapes and cassette tapes. Hell yeah. Yeah, hell yeah, definitely. I remember all the fucking Disney cassette tapes, Lion King, Aladdin, You know what I'm saying? Little Mermaid, whatever, all the little Disney shit in them fat, thick VHS sets. Hell yeah, I remember that shit. Fireflies. Oh yeah, I remember playing with fireflies. 9. Smoking. It was everywhere, and everywhere stank of it. Things are so much better now. Yeah, that's definitely some if you grew up in the 70s and 80s type shit. Number 10. Well, I guess people smoking weed everywhere now. Colored toilet paper. Back in the day, it was common to see pink, yellow, light blue, light green besides white toilet paper, at least here in the US. Do any of y'all remember colored toilet paper? I definitely don't remember that, but I don't even want to feel like I do remember it because it could just be my mind pretending like it remembers this, but I think I missed that trend for sure. Running. This is not about the time we live right now, but about being a child. I remember thinking, how do these people not run everywhere? It'd be much faster and more fun. Now I run out of breath if I walk fast or talk while walking. Well, I actually have made and will continue to make a very strong effort to stay in very, very good physical condition. So for me, no. And I encourage everyone to do their best to find, as much time as you can to find some type of a routine just to stay moving. You know what I'm saying? Just keep your body optimal. You don't gotta be a supermodel or no shit like that. But just keep your body optimal, keep it healthy, stay moving, do as much as you can. Nothing but benefit comes from it. And getting back in shape is some bullshit. So fuck, you know what I'm saying? Get in shape and at least stay in good enough shape. Because getting back in shape is some bullshit. Because it hurts. Number 12, people introducing themselves on the phone. I was taught to say, hello, my name is blank. May I speak to so and so? Now people just launch into a story and get mad when I ask their name. I grew up in the 80s and 90s, so I actually had to practice proper phone etiquette, or I was not allowed to talk on the phone. It seems to have gone the way of the dodo bird. Oh, yeah, I definitely remember that phone etiquette. Hello, Mrs. So and so. May I please speak with so and so? Can you please tell them that I called? Thank you. How are you today? I'm good, thank you. Shit like that. Uh, hold up. Spontaneous human combustion. I don't know what that's about. 14. Snow. I remember snowy winters when I was a kid 25 years ago. Now we have it only for about 2 weeks. It definitely used to snow more. In because I grew up in St. Louis, Missouri. Yeah, yeah. I mean, it definitely snowed more when I was a kid than it does now, for sure. Now weather patterns are just getting more extreme. Like it'll still snow and it'll still be cold, but like shit's just more it's just more extreme. The heat's more extreme. The cold is more extreme in certain areas. Storms are more extreme. Hurricanes are more extreme. You know, so 15, physical discs for video games. Yes. Physical discs, CDs when you want to listen to music, DVDs, all that shit. 16, desktop PCs. Yes, I remember desktop PCs for sure. I mean, well, there's still desktop PCs, not the same way, but there's definitely still PCs, especially if you do a lot of shit with technology. Uh, 17, phone books in people's homes. Hell yeah, I remember them phone books. Typewriters. I miss the typewriters. Born in 1992. By the time, I mean, shit, by then, I mean, fucking, there were already computers, really. They were low quality, but by the time I was rather young when we got our first internet. And I remember the dial up and how you couldn't be on the phone while you was on the dial up internet. And I remember the structure of websites and how long shit used to load. And websites basically were just pages full of websites used to be messy, actually. Now shit's a lot more simple and easy to follow. Websites used to just kind of have shit like all the fuck over them. Had to take a swig. Ah, okay. So those were the 19 things from the past. But yeah, nah, definitely, because it'd be crazy too. Like I said, like my little young ass nieces, you know what I'm saying? One of my I have two nieces, Camden and Zuri. Camden is 7, Zuri just turned 2 recently. And they know exactly what the fuck they doing on phones. They know how to use everything. A little 2-year-old little girl be wanting to, call this person, call that person. But that concludes what we're talking about tonight. We're gonna take a hit. And then I have a little bit more shit I need to do. I'm finna eat, and then I'm gonna get a little bit more work done. And I'm finna play this Zelda Breath of the Wild. I'm ready for that Tears of the Kingdom to come out. Yeah, I think it comes out the 12th of next month. Go ahead and load up with me if you got something. You know what I'm saying? We've been rolling corn, floating at this little twist. Got some niggas I don't fuck with, hold on, make the list. I'm flipping it. Ooh. She want me to say okay. She said she just need a back. She need a nigga. She don't go to get it alright. I know when she trying to. Hey. I'm definitely doing a stream tomorrow with the normal. Actually, and tomorrow I'm gonna do it at the new studio, the nicer studio with the better equipment, the nicer camera and shit like that. So I'm streaming out of there tomorrow, and I'm gonna do it at the normal time. But I definitely wanted to get one in tonight. I'm gonna keep y'all have already heard me say several times, some of what I'm planning to do with this channel. Right now, the milestone is 4,000 watch hours, which we're this close to. As soon, and I mean as soon as we cross that fucking line, the quality and what we're gonna do is gonna go up. We still gonna do streams like this and different type of shit, but I'm gonna be working with other people to put together different types of projects where we cover different things, have different types of discussions. Kind of follow the process of a variety of different things and shit. And just showcasing a lot more of what's going on out here in these streets. You feel me? Because, we talk about politics here, and at the end of the day, my foundation is in politics, but I really don't want this channel, not even just this channel, I don't want politics to be my whole life, nor do I want politics to be this whole channel. You know what I'm saying? Because there's more to life than politics. And a whole lot of that is having a good motherfucking time. A whole lot of what's great about life is you can motherfucking enjoy it. Have a good night. Have a good night. Ooh, we're gonna play some. Yeah, let me go ahead and put this shit on. I'm grinding my shit up. I wonder how you feel inside. Hold you back and leave you down. I am not one. We'll pick up the phone. I need you now. You got me like I'm like a friend. It is time. We're gonna go ahead and take this hit, and then we're gonna close it out. And like I said, tomorrow I'm gonna be streaming out of the new studio. Here we go.
She don't want to strip, no
Ooh.
more, wanna hit the road.
Uh.
In my old club, I need to go.
Ooh. Shit. I need my fucking hair done. You see this shit? I need my shit twisted like a motherfucker. But that's the beautiful thing about going to the barbershop, because yo, man, barbers be working wonders for men. Because my hair is a fucking mess. You see this shit like this? Like, I just need my shit done. But I pull my shit back, you feel me? You can't tell, you wouldn't know. You know what I'm saying? Man, good barbers is a lifeline. Tip your barber well, man, because look at this shit. You see this? Tip your barber well, man. Barbers will get you the fuck together. You know what I'm saying? Tip the people who help you look beautiful, man. Tip the people who keep you looking nice, because that shit's important. You know what I'm saying? And it is absolutely a skill, because there are people who are better at it than other people. Some people, they cool at it. Some people terrible at it. But some people, it's like, yo, I will travel. I will travel to have you take care of me. You know what I'm saying? A good barber will take you from looking homeless to looking like, get this motherfucker in the White House. That's the power of a good barber, man. Never underestimate it. And a lot of men, if they would just do simple shit like go to the fucking barbershop, you know, women would think they were cute. Like, bro, just go to the fucking barbershop. Take care of yourself a little bit. You'll be all right. You really don't have to be all that great looking for women to find you attractive. You really don't. Like, you know, too many men fail to realize that. Too many fucking men fail to realize that. And then, like, a lot of the time, like when I say stuff, because, you know, like, I'll talk about in my personal life too. Like, I'll try to, like, basically just give dudes like a little bit of fucking hope and belief in themselves. And you know, they'll be like, "Look at you, Jackson. You're 6'6", and you look like this." And like, yeah, and a whole lot of women don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's still a whole lot of women who don't think I'm attractive. You know what I'm saying? Like, sure, like a lot of women do, but that shit just get your foot in the door. Like, how many great so it's just a lot of dudes who are every bit as good looking as I am, and women, as soon as they open their mouth, women are like, you know what I'm saying? Dudes be looking, you could be fantastic looking, and a woman just not be interested in you for a variety of reasons. And she may even like you. She may be like, yeah, he's really good looking, but I like these kinds of men who, you know, maybe work in this field or maybe live this lifestyle, or, you know, maybe a woman might like a dad bod. You know what I'm saying? Like, girl, you really don't have to be that great looking. You just gotta fucking take care of yourself. Just take a little bit care of yourself. You feel me? Like, that's all you gotta do. Like, you feel me? You know, go to the barbershop, brush your teeth, you know, a couple times a day. Wash your ass, wash your balls. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm being funny, but I'm being serious. Like, you motherfuckers be stank. Not necessarily you, but you know what I'm saying. But you get it. Like, a lot of these dudes, like, it'd be like, you motherfuckers is just unpleasant. You know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta be pleasant. You gotta put more work into being pleasant. Oh shit. It's really not that hard, man. Women be cool as hell, man. Women be cool as fuck. I know y'all know that, but you know, we gonna keep talking and shit like this and clipping it out because these dudes, man. Like, man, if you were just halfway interesting, if you were just halfway fucking interesting, you wouldn't have that big of a problem. I don't make a whole lot of money. Man, then why all these rich motherfuckers struggling with women too? All you gotta do is have a life and be pursuing something and stay 10 toes down. And if you can do that, like, it's always gonna be a woman who's gonna believe in you. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, you have to make millions of dollars. Like, bruh, no, you just want them online fucking thoughts. They be talking all that shit about them online thoughts, but that's who they want. And then it be them same dudes who maybe finally they make a lot of money, and then they just start trying to buy them women. Now, any woman who's worth a damn, you know what I'm saying? Any woman who's worth a damn is not gonna be attracted to that. They're gonna be like, why are you coming at me with all this money bullshit? I don't care. Like, and a lot of women make enough money to where it's like, okay, whatever. But the women who are gonna be like, oh, he has money, they're not gonna like you. They're just gonna use you. And because you let them use you, they're gonna disdain you. They're going to look low at you. It's like this constant negative cycle that these dudes keep themselves in. You know what I'm saying? It's like women are sluts, but you are 100% zoned in on the women that you say are sluts. You see what I'm saying? Like, they'll be like, OnlyFans girls. Like, okay, I mean, that's cool that you say you don't want to date OnlyFans girls, but most women aren't on OnlyFans. So why are you so focused on OnlyFans girls? Because you want them bitches. Because that's who you want. It's so stupid. It's so fucking stupid, man. Like, they're so oblivious to the fact that they don't like women. And I don't necessarily mean that in like they're gay. I'm sure a lot of them are, but I don't necessarily mean that. What I mean is they just don't like women. You feel me? Like they hate them. I mean, what else is there really to say? You feel me? Man, this shit is pissing me off. I got this motherfucker stuck. I'm just gonna use my hands. Be like, modern women. And then they complain about women, right? They complain about women who make money and also women who don't make money. So it's like, how can you win? Like, how can they win with you, with a motherfucker like you? No matter what, bitch, you ain't shit. Oh my god, it's so ridiculous. And the reason why it's so ridiculous and worth talking about is because these motherfuckers be getting millions and millions of views online. Like, yeah, nah, and too, like, a lot of them too obviously clearly don't have experience. But just in general, that now we talking about the extreme motherfuckers. But yeah, man, a lot of men they just make shit a lot harder than it is, man. Like, because I think a lot of men really don't necessarily see women as people. And when I say that, I don't mean when I say that, I'm not saying like they necessarily hate them or think that they're like second class citizens. That's not really what I'm saying. But I'm saying like they don't see that women are simply people. You see what I mean? Like, they don't see that she's just a person. You know what I'm saying? She works just like you. She functions just like you. You see what I mean? Like they kind of like put women up here on this thing to where it's like women are these mystical, mysterious creatures that don't make any sense. Like she's just a person, bro. You know what I mean? Like it's really not that complicated. My big ass swig. Like she's just a person, man. Stop making it so hard. Woo! Man, I had a really good time kicking it with y'all tonight. I'm glad I did this because, again, normally I do streams earlier when I do them, but I just had other stuff going on earlier. But I'm glad I came in, and I appreciate everybody for joining me and for believing in me. And I will be on tomorrow, and the regular schedule with TYT next week. But y'all have a good evening.